Welcome to episode 2 of Successful Marketing, Sales, and Relationships for Adults. And I am your host, bestselling author Sidon Long. And today, the topic is what is content? A lot of people talk about content, and if you're a business owner, which is what this is for, this is for business owners, it's a little bit different for you. Matter of fact, it's a lot different for you because you're using content for a completely different reason than most people. If you're a business owner, you should be using it as a way to attract, close, keep leads coming into your business, i.e., you should be using it as a way to generate money. So, with that being said, we're going to talk about content not from the influencer standpoint, not from a showbiz standpoint, but from business standpoint. And let's start with number one. What is content? Is anything. Content is anything that can be read, heard, listened to, um, passed out. You know, so in other words, content, anything that you can read, listen to, or see or give is content. Flyers, content. Billboards, content. Magazines, content. YouTube, content. Facebook, content. Books, content. They're all content. And you should be using each and every one of those to drive your ideal customers, i.e., people who really want and really need and are willing to pay what you're offering your services for to your business. Okay. Again, before we really go too deep into it, we want to repeat this one more time. You should be using content to drive people who really want, really need, and are willing to pay your price to your business. Okay. Now, if they're not willing to pay your price, it's usually because they don't really want it or need it. Number one. Number two, they aren't really sure about you, which is why content is so important. You know, because content allows you to build trust with solution seekers. Now, if you watched yesterday's episode, we talked about solution seekers, and I need you to go back and watch it again so we can, all be on the same page about solution seekers. A solution seeker is someone who has a problem, who is in need of a service, and is actively searching for a solution. Someone who woke up this morning knowing, hey, I want to get my car washed today. I want to go to a ham car wash. So now I'm scrolling through social media. Now I'm scrolling through videos. I'm looking for the solution to my problem, which is where do I take my car to get it washed? Okay. So again, are focusing on people who are looking for a solution. Why? Because those people are much easier to sell. I know it doesn't sound sexy and it doesn't sound cool, but if you're a business owner, what do you want? Do you want hard sales? Do you want people who take up a whole bunch of time, people who ask a whole bunch of questions, or people walk through the door and say, "Hey, give me two of those"? You know, do you want people who call you, email you, DM you, ask you what your price is, and then you tell them what your price is, and then they say, "Okay, I'll get back with you"? Or do you want people who DM you and say, "Okay, where do I need to go to get your service? Where do I need to go to book you?" Okay. So what does it make sense to focus your energy on? People who really want it, people who really need it. Okay. So that's what you create your content for. You're creating your content for those people. Again, we create content for people who really want and really need what we offer, whether it be our product, whether it be our coaching class, whether it be our restaurant, whether it be, our colognes, whatever it is, that's who you're creating content for. And if you do not create content for them, then you're going to get a bunch of people who will lengthen the sales cycle. And what do I mean by lengthen the sales cycle? I mean that you're going to have to follow up with them multiple times. I mean that you're going to have to wait for them to decide to do business with you. Because if people don't really want and really need it, there's no leverage. Okay. You need leverage. When you walk into a place and you need a tire, the people on the other side of the counter don't have to do anything. They just have to stand there and take your money. And if you're a business owner, what's better for you? Somebody who walks in and has to give you their money, or somebody who walks in, looks at the price, thinks about it, walks in, looks at the price, thinks about it, asks a bunch of questions, keeps you from doing business with other people, keeps you on the phone from calling people who really do want to do business with you, and then leaves. Somebody who says that, hey, I'm gonna go home, talk to my wife, and I'll be back, and then doesn't come back. You know, so that's the reason you create the content, and you create content for people who have questions. People who really want and need it. You know, Today, if you come in, here's what you can expect. You know, Part of the reason you want to create it for them is for you. It makes your job easier. It makes your job easier. It makes it easier for you to make money. It makes it easier for you to make payroll. It makes it easier for you to sleep at night because that's now you're not hoping somebody does business with you. I had one of the worst Christmases of my life one year. Um, had clients who I was doing work with, and Christmas was coming. And anybody who's been in business for a while knows that when we get close to Christmas, it's hard to get your payments. It's hard to get, people to give you money that they owe you because they're going to choose light, gas, Christmas gifts, New Year's Eve, Thanksgiving, food. They're going to choose everything else before they choose you. Okay. So I'm going into this Christmas, and man, I really need the money. You know, my savings is dwindling. I've been counting on this money, and they're like, well, we'll pick the project up after the new year. Okay, i.e., we'll pay you or think about paying you in 20 whatever. That's not what you want. That's going to create nightmares. That's going to have you having to borrow money. That's going to have you sick. And as a business owner, the last thing you need to do is be sick. Because if you're sick, now you got to pay for medications. Now you got to go to the doctor. Now you got to um, exhaust resources and be uncomfortable, and it may slow down your workflow. So that's a little bit of a hidden thing that you don't necessarily see when you start talking about giving away all your leverage by trying to sell to people as opposed to attract people who are already looking for a solution. Okay, so why is content? Why is content important? Because content for a business owner is how you get leads. It is how you get leads. No leads, no sales, no sales, no profits, no profits, no car, no mortgage, no health insurance, no new clothes, no ability to go out with your friends, no ability to take care of your kids. Do you really want to put your kids in a situation where you can't afford to keep them on their health insurance? Do you really want to put them in a situation where you can't afford to keep, food in the refrigerator because people aren't paying you? Because you hired a marketing person who sent you off on some wild goose chase trying to appeal to everybody? Again, everybody doesn't want it. Everybody doesn't need it. Everybody's not ready to pay for it. So you have to get a consistent pipeline of people who really want, really need. That's all we talk to. I've generated millions of dollars, and we only talk to people who really want it and really need it. Because once we get those people in the pipeline, what we do then is we use those people, we use their success, we use their testimonials to then attract more people who really want and really need it, who maybe weren't really sure about us yet. So we're using the people that we got to build trust with people who maybe want to use us but aren't sure. They know they need us, but not really sure if they should put it on their credit card or not because they don't know if we're a scam. Okay. So again, once they start seeing people come to your restaurant, once they start seeing people having success using what it is that you offer, once they start seeing you come out of the barbershop, out of the beauty shop, out of the detail shop, then those testimonials, those people will then attract other people. But if you're not creating content, and let's talk about the word content for a minute. You'll I'm using the word content today because that's the video, but actually I don't like the word itself, you know, because you're not creating content. What you're doing is you're creating an opportunity for people to see your work. And that's how you need to see it. An opportunity to people to see my work, an opportunity to get an inside look, an opportunity for people to get an understanding. So when people tune in right now, you're tuning in to learn how to use marketing, sales, and other people that you could possibly be in relationship with, whether socially, sexually, business wise, to then be successful and create freedom for yourself. You know, freedom to go where you want, do what you want, have what you want, buy what you want, you know, with who you want. That's why you're tuning in. So when you start talking about, well, what is he creating? He's creating an opportunity for you to learn how to better grow your business with a little bit to no work, almost no stress, and almost overnight. You know, and when I say almost overnight, I'm serious. I've had calls with people and we talked for maybe 15, 20 minutes. They posted an ad and got a customer 15, 20 minutes later. I've had conversations with people in the grocery store, told them what to do. Next day, hey, raise. Next day, bonus. Next day, check. So reframing, recreating, knowing what to say, knowing who to say it to, and having enough leverage to get them to give you money can happen overnight. So you could watch these videos and literally start seeing your sales jump immediately if you're doing what we're talking about in the videos. Now, another question I get a lot is how much content do you need to create? Okay. Well, here's the thing. I would recommend that you do at least an hour a week because you could take 1 hour podcast, you could take 1 hour's worth of videos, you could take one bank of content, as we call it, and then chop it up. So as I post these questions, I'll probably chop each one of these questions I've answered up and then put out videos for each one of these questions. So now I turned one video into four. If there's a moment within this video I say something really cool, I'm gonna cut that and put that out too. You know, but if you get an hour and a reel is a minute, you could potentially have up to 50 pieces of content. Or 50 ways to build trust, 50 ways to answer customer questions, 50 ways to get people to come to your business. And again, we want to create it for people who really want, really need. And what we should be creating when we create it is answers, answers to their questions. You know, now the simple answers are always things like how much do you cost? You know, now the way you flip that as business owner is you start talking about how much it costs to really get the right combination of things. When I say the right combination of things, I mean how much does it cost to get it done fast with no stress immediately. You know, so if we're talking cost, fast costs a little bit more. Done well costs a little bit more. I think there's a meme out there that talks about you could have it, done right and fast, but it won't be cheap. You could have it cheap and done right, but it won't be fast. You can have it fast and cheap, but it won't be done right. You know, so for your industry, whatever it is, you just want to start answering the questions you know people have. You can do things, like top 10, top 10 things that you should avoid when doing whatever. If you do hair, top 10 things to look for when hiring a hairdresser. And of course, then you get to say, hey, oh, by the way, if you're looking for a hairdresser, call us at. You could do things like predict the future, things that are going to affect the restaurant industry over the next 6 months and why you need to know. Because again, what we're trying to do is get people who have a question to look to us for the answer. It's like cats and milk. If you put a bowl of milk out and the cat drinks the cat's going to keep showing up as many times as you put out milk. So consider your content milk. What happens if you don't create content? Okay, people don't know about your business. You could be the best on the planet, but if nobody knows, how are you then going to get customers? And in today's age, it's cost efficient. I mean, I'm sitting here, I got a mic, I got some headphones, I got a webcam, I got a laptop, boom, studio. You know, you can literally take your phone out, shoot video, um, and upload it. You can upload it to TikTok, you can upload it to Facebook, you can upload it to YouTube. And if you learn how to create good content, and i.e., good content that answers questions that your ideal customers have, content that has good headlines that makes people want to read it, that really want and really need what you offer, you don't need to go viral. You know, if I put up what is content, it's going to jump right into the algorithm with other people's videos on content. And as they watch those videos, my video is going to get a shot to be seen under what's called suggested content. So now the question is, am I going to create videos good enough? Am I going to create podcasts good enough? Am I going to do things good enough? Or better yet, are you going to do things good enough? Are you going to create good content that makes people want to come to your business? Now, you can you can turn on a camera standing at your counter and go live. You could turn on a camera and sit down with your customers and ask them questions. And people at home will be like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. I think I want to go there. Oh, wow. So that's how they make the steaks. Oh, that's where the vegetables come from. Oh, they're different. Yeah. And once you're different, and once you seem like you could probably solve the solution a little bit faster, a little bit easier than your competition, people show up for you. People start spending money with you. And now you have those people in your pipeline, and you get those people to then bring you more people. Referrals are the lifeblood of business. I don't care what it is. If you go over someone's house and they just bought, for the sake of conversation, they just bought some white Hennessy. I don't know if there are any drinkers who listen to the podcast, but let's just say there are. Yeah, they just bought the new white Hennessy. Hey man, go and try this. Okay, that's a commercial right there. Person says try it. Now, when their friend tries it, they like it. Guess what? Their friend goes to the store and buys it. Company didn't have to spend a dime. And if he has five people over and five people try it, now five people have white Hennessy on their shelf. And then all five of those people, when they invite their cousins, family, neighbors, coworkers over and they offer it to them, now there's another 5 to 10 people who go out to the store and buy white Hennessy. I mean, how many people When Ciroc first came out, you saw Diddy and he was turning up. What was that? That was content. Diddy started literally having parties, putting cameras around the party, showing people drinking the liquor, taking pictures with people with the liquor in their hands, and then posting it to social media. Don't believe me? Go look up Fat Joe and Fat Joe talking about Diddy, saying Diddy's a genius. Because he literally was giving those guys clothes, giving those guys liquor, and they were wearing it for free and didn't know that they were building his brand, didn't know that they were generating sales, didn't realize that they were actually working for him. And again, if you do what I teach you to do, I teach it in an umbrella called 7 Gets. And one of the gets is get them to promote. If you can get them to promote you, i.e., become a net promoter, which if you take my online course, it'll show you, then they work for you. You talk about having money work for you. How would your life improve if you had the customers working for you? Scale of 1 to 10, how much easier would it be to make money if the customers actually brought you more customers? So if you don't do it, you're cheating yourself. You're leaving money on the table. You know, One of the reasons that people don't succeed is because people don't know they exist. You know, so yes, we can all agree that we need to get our businesses out there. But the question is not whether or not getting it out there is a good or bad idea. The question is, who do we get it out there to? When you sit down with your marketing person, what's their plan to get you in front of people who really need, really want, and are willing to pay your price? What's the plan? And if they can't give you that information, you shouldn't hire them. You shouldn't keep paying them, because all they're going to do is they're going to take money from you that you could be spending on your kids, that you could be reinvesting in your business, that you could use to take an online course like, make big bucks without boosting ads, how to turn free social media into cold hard cash, coming out soon, and teach yourself, you know, and teach yourself. And if you could teach yourself, that means you could teach your kid. That means you could teach the person at the counter. That means that you don't need to spend thousands of dollars for somebody to post videos that don't bring you customers. Again, ask yourself this. If I took all the money that I was spending on boosting ads and flyers and hiring quote unquote marketing people who've never sold anything in their life, and I took that money, bought a course, learned how to do it, and then spent a few $100s getting a phone that had good video, maybe getting a camera, getting some mics and some ring lights, and did it myself, how much would my profits increase just simply by saving money? And then if I really learned how to create enough content to keep people interested, not only keep them interested, but long enough for me to get that second sale. So now they bought from me once. Now I kept them interested with videos. I kept them interested with newsletters. I kept them interested with information until I had something else to sell them, or until they ran out of the thing that they bought before. Give you a quick story. Have a client, he has an online program. Okay. And then he has another online program that isn't doing as well. So he's like, man, I really want to get my second program off the ground. So here's what I said. I said, okay, well, we're going to use your first program because it's working to get people on the boat, to get people on your list, to get people on your email list, to get people on your text chain, to get people involved with you and working with you. And then once they take the first course, then we're going to sell those same people the second one. In weeks, we went from 12 customers in the second class to over 115 people in a matter of weeks. And then what we did is we realized that there was a certain skill that everyone needed to know in order to be successful in the industry that he was teaching in. And then we showed him how to use that skill or how to develop that skill in a different class. So now let's look at it. We got the initial sale for the first class. Then those people graduated from the first class. They took the second class. And then we sold them another class that made them extremely successful and improved their chances of getting to where they were trying to get to in that particular industry. So now we got 3 sales from one customer. And then we ran a referral program where we offered them all additional money to refer other people. $600,000 in 5 months. Yeah, I know there's some dead air. And if you're listening on the podcast and you're not watching the video, that was my dramatic pause. But again, you can do this from your house. You can do this from the counter at your job. You can do this um, while you're out and about. You just have to know how to do it correctly. And if you do it correctly, and then you have a system in place to get that second sale, and a system in place to use those same customers to attract other customers, and a system in place to then turn those customers into partners so that now they're working with you and working for you to bring you more customers. You can create a self-scaling sales machine where you literally have to do almost no work. You One more time, I'll give you a little bit more insight. I had a client where literally we worked for 2 days, not even 2 full days. I think the first day we worked for maybe 4 to 7 shooting content. You know, just what we use. We using the word content, so I'm gonna use the word content. So worked from 4 to 7. Got up the next morning, had a quick meeting, and then we worked from maybe 11 to 3. And after working from 4 to 7 and 11 to 3, we had enough videos and sales videos to go for months. So the client did 2 days worth of work and then didn't have to shoot another video for months. So it doesn't take a lot of time. So if your excuse is I don't have time, you know, you can create a system to where you shoot all your videos over 1 or 2 days and then you just post them. You know, we created videos for Christmas in the summertime. We also created them for Labor Day, Halloween, back to school, Sweetest Day, Thanksgiving, because we knew that all those dates were coming up. So we created the videos in advance. And because we created the videos in advance, he didn't have to create them again. All he had to do was take care of customer flow. Okay, people are coming in. I'm signing them up. Now I got a system in place to get them from the first sale to the second sale, from the second sale to the third sale. And then we created Students to Stars. And what Students to Stars did was that showed other people who weren't really sure what they needed to do to be a part of the success that other people were having. So now we use those same students, and I hate to use the word use, but it's the only word I got off the top of my head. But we partnered with those same students to highlight their success, which attracted more students. And once it attracted more students, those students basically were in the same cycle, same pipeline, and bringing more students. So again, self-scaling sales machine. Most marketers focus on that first sale and then they're done. They're like, okay, we got you some imprints, we got you some views, and it's over. Okay. The reality is you can get views, but if you get views and no sales, how's that going to pay rent? You could get impressions, but if that doesn't convert into sales, how's it gonna make sure that your kids are getting a good school? When your car breaks down, you can't go to the car dealer with impressions. So we got to get you some sales. We got to get you some profits. Because even if you're selling, but you're not selling at a high enough margin, it's going to be hard for you to have the quality life that you want. And my goal is to get you the quality life that you want. The freedom that you want, the time that you want, the lowering of your stress. So if you wake up in the morning knowing, man, hey, I need to do a deal today, or I really want to do a deal today because that's going to help me pay back money that I've invested, from my 401k, from my savings, from a bank. You know, they made me put my house up. Because in some cases, people really are putting their houses up to start these businesses. You know, I want to help you. I'm with you. I rock with you. I believe in you. I believe God gave you these witty ideas for a reason. So now we just got to get you away from all these people who aren't helping you make any money and put you on the path to making money. Because money cures a lot of situations. Money allows you to have better doctors, allows you to put your kids in better schools. It allows you to help your parents. It allows you to now be able to pay to partner with better people. I don't call people employees. I don't call them workers. I call them partners. But when you partner with someone or you hire someone, you want to be able to hire the best person possible, right? I mean, it's just like sports. Who do you want to sign? Do you want to sign Michael Jordan? Do you want to sign Jeffrey Jordan or Jordan Jeffries? No. And if you sign Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, those guys are needle movers. Those guys will, if you get them on your team, you're going to go to the playoffs. You're going to go to the finals. You're going to win championships. So you need to be able to make money so that you can then partner with, i.e., hire people who can get you to the next level. That's what companies are doing. They're taking CEOs from other companies and hiring them. Why? Because they know that that guy gets results. So I want you to be able to partner with needle movers. I want you to be able to pay the people that you do have on your team a good salary, because if you're not paying them a good salary, they're going to steal from you and then they're going to work hard. And we got way too much invested to have people on our team who steal and don't work very hard. So basically, you're paying people to help you fail. Paying people to have you um, having tough conversations with your kids, with your creditors. And that's not what we want. So again, content is anything that you can read, listen to, share, watch, hand out. And the reason we're creating it is because we need to get leads. No leads, no sales. And when it comes to leads, we don't just want any leads. We want quality leads from customers who really want, really need what we offer and are willing to spend money with us. Okay. Because I say that because there's a lot of people out there who will give you emails that don't convert. They'll give you emails of people who have no interest in what you're selling. They'll give you emails of people you can't close. And if they're not interested and you can't close them, then you can't make any money. If you can't make any money, what happens when you get sick? How are you going to sustain yourself, sustain your business? How are you going to keep making payroll if there's no revenue, if there's no income, if there's no sales coming in, if there's no cash flow? How are you going to go to a bank if you can't prove that you can pay their money back? How are you going to be more attractive to people who are writing grants if they don't get any glory out of what you do with the grant they gave you? Again, it's a scorecard. It's a way to prove that you are successful. It's a way to prove that your concepts work. It's a way to prove that your product is good. And ultimately, above all that, it helps you survive. It provides safety. And once you get survival and safety down, then you can start looking to have status. Be one of the best in the community, be one of the best in your field, be one of the best people doing it, and be recognized for it. To be seen by other people and respected by other people. Because that respect comes with revenue. It comes with quarterly earnings. It comes with being able to show the world the impact you can create with your business. And it's more impactful when you have enough money to hire people, you have enough money to donate, when you have enough money to fund and sponsor. So that's what we're trying to get you to. We're trying to get you to a level where you can do all those things at the same time comfortably. And it starts with content, because content is how you get the leads. Content is how you get the word out. Content is how you let people know you exist. And once you get good at creating it for your business, then I'll show you how to create it for yourself, so that you can then create a new stream of income and give yourself a personal brand. And once you get a personal brand, then you can start moving into consulting. Then you can start moving into being an author. Then you can start moving into being a thought leader while running a business. Because again, if you can create a successful business, people will pay you money to know how you did it. So that's what content is. That's why content is extremely important if you're a business owner. As always, man, this is your business big bro. Sadon Long. You can see scrolling at the bottom. Go to grownandrich.com. Sign up for our next group training. And if you go, you'll also get a free ebook, called How to Retire One Property, written by Dwayne Ransiker and I. Also, go to Amazon, grab God Wants You to Dominate, best-selling book, international bestseller, written by me. Also, another book out there is The Big Picture with Dwayne Ransford and I. It's the #1 book for people who do not come from money, who are trying to get money. So if you're interested in knowing it intimately from people who got it out of the mud, that's the book to buy. I put my name on it. I guarantee that it's worth every penny. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share it with your friends, again, because I stand with business owners, and I know as business owners, we need to get our worth. We need to get our worth, but we also need to be able to articulate and show people through video, through our flyers and everything else, what we are worth. So with that being said, this has been another episode. This is episode 2. Man, I can't wait for episode 3. So tune in. You can get them on Spotify. You can get them on YouTube. You can get them on, the YouTube playlist. So which actually I think, if you listen to YouTube music, you can actually pull up the podcast there too. Have a great day. I'm out.